Hey there! Remember when Bronya was our only 5-star Harmony character? During that time, you could ask any player on who is the best Harmony, and any answer other than Bronya is like fighting for Napoleon at Waterloo. Well, times have changed. The question, who is the best Harmony character, is going to have different answers today. Bronya, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle each have their own qualities that make them stand out. Heck, even the 4-stars have their own advantages here and there. So, what happens is we take certain qualities from each of our existing Harmony characters and package it into one character. Well, we would get Robin, the character that is closest to perfection. As always, aesthetics over mechanics. If you like the character, poll first, questions later. Let's talk about Robin.
It's still the melody I hold dearest.
Robin does everything. I'm not trying to clickbait you here when I say that. Let's start with her skill. Her skill increases all of her allies' damage by X% for a certain number of turns. Here's a list of all the other Harmony characters who share similar traits. Tingyu's ult, Yukong's trace, and Hanya's talent. Moving on to Robin's.
Welcome to my world!
Robin's ult does the following. Attack percent boost. Additional damage based off of Robin's attack. This is very similar to Tingyu's skill Benediction. Crit damage increase on follow-up attacks. And finally, 100% action advance for the whole team. You did not hear that wrong. She Bronya skill your whole team. Here is the list of all the other Harmony characters who share similar traits. Asta, Tingyun, Bronya, Sparkle, Yukong, and Hanya. Robin's talent increases all allies' crit damage and regenerates a small amount of energy every time an ally attacks. Here is the list of all the other Harmony characters who share the similar traits. Bronya, Yukong, and Sparkle. There's a good chance that I didn't list every single similarity that Robin shares with the other characters, but the point is, she does everything that all the other Harmony characters can do, and she does everything that all the other Harmony characters can't do. No other character has a kit as loaded as Robin's. The only thing she can't do is probably SP recovery at this point. Her overloaded kit gets further reinforced when we look at her Eidolons. Her E1 gives all type resist penetration. Does that sound familiar? Her E4 is an AoE cleanse and an effect resist boost. As for her E6, okay, let me just put it this way. In a game of rock, paper, scissors, if Bronya is rock, Ruan Mei is paper, and Sparkle is scissor, then Robin is a goddamn hammer. I'll stop here with the Eidolons talk, because I understand that Eidolon copies are a luxury, and most players will probably only be getting one copy of Robin, along with a copy of Bailu or Yangqing.
It's still the melody I hold dearest.
The most important reason to pull for Robin is because she is the final piece to complete the Exodia follow-up attack team. A flying pig, a dude dropping pillars, a gambler making it rain, and finally Robin the idol. This team, in my opinion, is the strongest iteration of the follow-up attack team because of one reason. Almost every single action each one of these characters can take will set off a chain reaction with the other 3 characters on this team. For instance, every time Topaz does something, it will benefit Dr. Ratio, Adventuring, and Robin in some way. This statement holds true if you switch those 4 names around in that sentence. No other group of characters have such intimate level of synergy. Let me just illustrate this concept for you. Dr. Ratio uses his skill. Based off of this one action, this can start a chain reaction. First of all, Dr. Ratio's skill counts as an attack, so Robin gains new energy. If you're lucky, Dr. Ratio triggers this follow-up attack from his talent. This follow-up attack will count as an attack, allowing Robin to recover 2 energy again. Since this is a follow-up attack, Adventuring gets 1 stack on his blind bets. If the target that Dr. Ratio just attacked has a proof of death, which is Topaz Mark by the way, then Numby gets a 50% action advance from Topaz's talent. Do you see how broken this is? One skill from Dr. Ratio can potentially set off 4 other chain reactions. What other team can do this? Please keep in mind, this is a simple scenario here with only 1 skill usage and no other manual action was taken. Try to think about how many other chain reactions this team can bounce around in 1 turn. What if this was Topaz using her skill? How about imagine how chaotic this is with their ults in play? You know what? You don't have to imagine it. Let me try to illustrate that for you. Fair warning, this is going to take a minute or two, so I suggest pulling up some Subway Surfer gameplay on the side so I don't put you to sleep with my words. Let's begin. Dr. Ratio uses his ult. This counts as an attack, so Robin gets 2 energy. Then Topaz uses her skill or basic attack, it doesn't matter here. Whatever she does, it counts as follow-up attacks. So Robin gets 2 energy, Aventurine gets a blind stack, and Dr. Ratio gets to launch his first of 2 follow-up attacks from his ult. Because of Dr. Ratio's follow-up attack, Aventurine gets another stack on his blind bet, Robin gets 2 more energy, and Numby gets a 50% action advance. Next up, we have Aventurine using his basic attack. So Robin once again gets 2 energy, and Dr. Ratio launches the second of 2 follow-up attacks from his ult. This follow-up attack triggers the same chain reaction from earlier, so I'll just copy and paste. Now it's most likely Numby's turn to launch a follow-up attack, which means Robin gets 2 more energy, and Aventurine gets a blind bet stack. I'm going to stop here because I think I got my point across. Topaz ult, Aventurine's follow-up attacks, and his ult. Not to mention, this cycle can repeat itself if Robin uses his ult, which remember is a Bronya skill for the entire team. I haven't even taken into consideration the speed that some of these characters could have, which means they could take another action during this turn. Anyways, the Cliff Notes version of what I'm trying to say is that any action that a single character on this team does can trigger a chain reaction with the rest of the team. This level of synergy between 4 characters is unique only to them.
It's still the melody I hold dearest.
I did say Robin is almost the perfect character, the key word being almost. So behind her overloaded kits, there are some flaws. Look, I'll be the bad guy here for this movie. I'm only about to bring this up because I think it's an important question to ask yourself before spending your precious savings on Robin. And that is, how much of can you listen to before it starts to annoy you? It's a great and catchy song, don't get me wrong, but imagine hearing the song every single time. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm starting to get tired of hearing the same voice line during the character's ult animation. I know this may seem like a very niche thing to bring up, but I try to look at characters in different perspectives. If that's not an issue for you, then forget what I just said. As for her gameplay flaws, there is one glaring giant elephant in the room. Her energy cost. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Her ult cost is too damn high. It will be the highest energy cost as of version 2.2. We can mitigate this issue by running her with follow-up attack characters, but that fixes the symptom, not the root. Let's do some quick math. Let's assume her ult costs 160 and her skill plus trace recovers 35 energy per usage. In a vacuum setting with nothing else happening, she needs about 4 to 5 usage on her skill to fully charge her ult from 0. Luckily, there are more than one ways to charge energy, so depending on the situation, we can lower that number down. We have the traditional Tengyun way of getting slapped in the face, not too reliable because it's inconsistent, but it's there. Then we have energy recovery rope, which is also a thing if you're lucky with your relic farming. The most reliable way is through Robin's talent, which regenerates 2 energy for herself every time allies attack enemy targets. Keep in mind, this includes follow-up attack. Now imagine how many attacks your Topaz plus Numby, Dr. Ratio, and Aventurine can dish out per turn, with each attack recovering 2 energy for Robin. Okay, this kind of just all leads back into how nice having follow-up attack allies for Robin is. Bottom line is, if you're willing to stomach her high ult cost in non-follow-up attack teams, then Robin has no other major flaws.
It's still the melody I hold dearest.
My verdict on Robin is as following. If you don't have 2 of the 3 in Ruan Mei, Bronya, and Sparkle, then Robin is probably a must-pull for you. She provides so many benefits to any team because she pretty much does everything. The only thing holding her back is her high energy cost, which there are several ways to mitigate this. Second of all, if you're trying to build a follow-up attack team, then immediately spend all of your Stellar Jades to get Robin. Her high energy cost weakness is greatly diminished in a follow-up attack team, and she perfectly synergizes with the IPC trio. As for myself, am I pulling for Robin? Unfortunately no. I have Ruan Mei and Bronya each at E1 and E2, so I'm not in a desperate need of another top tier harmony. I will probably have to wait for Robin's rerun because I have a much bigger fish to catch. The best girl is coming in version 2.3, so I can't afford to use any of my tickets here. Firefly isn't going to E6 herself, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.